Hello, everybody. Anomaly 505 here. Today, I'll be showing you how to make a character. I'll not be showing you how to make the character. I'll show you my process of making the character. You can join me if you like. I'll be rolling some dice to do that. This will be part one of the two-video series of me making a character, making a short animation with said character, and making that character a VC face compatible VTuber model using Unity. But that's next episode video. Anyway, yeah. So this won't be a tutorial. It's just be me, designing a character using my methods. You can follow me if you like. Yeah. Let's get into it. Okay, so now on to the rolling section. I recorded this before, but it was like 3 minutes long, and I don't want to put you guys through that. So I'll tell you what I rolled, and I'll tell you how to use this whole thing, first of all. So under type, or under the table, on the top of every table, it shows you a dice type. Right here, D12 for type. Yeah, you roll that dice, and whatever number it lands on is what you write down. And that's what will be your character trait. If you land on a wild card spot, you roll a table under it. Yeah. Feel free to re-roll whatever you want. This isn't like hard rules. It's just a suggestion. Do whatever you want. Yeah. I'll tell you what I rolled. I rolled in this order 11, so that got me a wild card for type. I got a slime, rolling 5. For aesthetic, I rolled a 1 for medieval. For role/class, I rolled a 3 for tank. For size, I rolled an 8, and large/tall. Main color, I rolled an 86. Color scheme, I rolled a 6 for a complementary color scheme. For color palette, I rolled a 2 for normal, which means like no transforms. Pastel would be like pastel, like lighter saturation, and moody would be lower value. Style, I rolled a 4 for cell shade, and my alignment, I rolled a 4 and a 3. The first number goes here, second number goes here. I rolled a true neutral, so neutral, true neutral character. Yeah. With that out of the way, let's go on to the modeling part. All right, so I ended up speeding up the footage. It ended up being almost an hour long. Yeah, you can see me here picking up my colors, blocking out the very rough shape of the figure. You can see I only start with one half of the figure. That's because I use the Automir add-on. I believe it's built in with Blender, so you can just find it in the add-ons tab if you search Automir. You can see me adding loop cuts in to more refine the shape. At this point in time, I don't really have too much of a idea of what exactly I'm doing, but yeah, you can see what I'm getting at. I would recommend before modeling, you take a step back and just overview what you have, look it through, like brainstorm some ideas, choose what you like. But I didn't do that. I was just like, I wasn't even sure if I was gonna make this more masculine or feminine looking, the slime. Yeah, but you can just see me doing this here. Yeah, a while ago, at the very beginning of the time lapse, you saw a screen pop up there. That's because I was under the assumption that Blender's color wheel would be a good color wheel to use, but it turns out apparently not. I don't know. I used a color wheel from Canva to select the complementary color for my color scheme. Yeah, that's what I rolled. Yeah. You can see me here really honing in the shape I want now, adjusting the center of gravity. I think at one point in time I kind of struggled with the attachment from the torso to the legs, but I think that passed already. Yeah, you can see here is I was done with the body at this point, or mostly done with the body at this point, and I decided to make it more masculine leaning. I tried out the subdivision surface modifier for a second there, didn't like it, so I stick to low poly modeling. And you can see me here previewing the shader. Yeah, it's just a simple tune shader like I made in my other video. You can see me here confused why the lighting's weird, but I fixed it. Yeah, there you go. Now I fixed it. You can see me just unwrapping it. I unwrapped this so I can get a nice gradient throughout the body because I got a, you know, the two colors I wanted. I wanted to put them in a gradient because I thought that'd look cool for a slime character. You can see me here roughing out a shader. I don't actually end up finishing the shader in the time lapse. I cut it off because I wanted to do the shader making off camera. But yeah, we'll be cutting back to, not the time lapse now. All right, so previous part was a time lapse. That was also a different day. It's a new day. I did a couple of the. I did all the shading, well, most of the shading, off the time lapse, and I gave them eyes. Yeah. So that was the whole modeling part done. Just here to say that part. And we're gonna move on to the rigging part. So let's get into that. Okay, now that the modeling is done, I did a bit of it off camera. Time for the rigging. Okay, for rigging, get the Rigify add-on. Just go to your preferences, go to the edit menu, preferences, add-ons, and it should be in default by default. What? Blender by default. Anyway, now that you have that installed, just Shift A, armature, Rigify MetaRigs, human. We have the human rig. I forgot to put the origin onto this guy, so put the rig there. Under your rig settings, make it in front so it's easier to see. In object mode, just quickly put the rig in place. It doesn't need to be perfect. You're going to be editing this in a bit. There we go. Now tab to enter edit mode. Push mirror button, X-axis mirror button. If it's not there for you, go to your tool, X-axis mirror. Now just select the bones you want, move them into place. Yeah, that looks good. Shift S. Okay, now we have that in place. Shift A, apply all transforms to the rig, and now go to your rig options, your rig menu here, data, and Rigify, generate your rig. Okay, now there's a rig there. Let me just push H on the meta rig, go to the newly generated rig, push in front. I have to say, if you want to make this only to have a VTuber model, you don't need to make a Rigify rig, or you don't need to generate a Rigify rig. Make sure the meta rig and everything is nice and all in place for your character, no matter what. The difference is if you're making a VTuber model, you'll be exporting just that rig, the meta rig, and your character, making sure your character's weight painted to the meta rig. Yeah, so you don't need to make this whole animation ready rig for your character if you're just gonna make a VTuber model with it. So yeah, you don't need this whole thing if you're making a VTuber model. Anyway, the origin point is right here. It's like in the middle of his body because I didn't put him above the origin point. He's the middle of origin point of the world. So if you want to fix that, just re-show everything and just select everything here. His eyes exist. Move it all up. Okay. Shift A, location. And now let me just regenerate the rig. There. His root bone is now on the floor. We re-hide this. Okay, my character's special here because they have like an outer shell just for the shine. Let me hide that for the time being. And just select your character. Shift select your rig. Control P with automatic weights. And with any luck, it should be nicely weight painted. Okay, the eyes, not so much because they're completely detached. Yeah, it wouldn't get weight painted. But I want to fix that, so go to edit mode. Oh, the eyes are a separate object, that's why. makes sense. Control P, empty groups. Go to the eyes. Shift A. Push this little button here to open search. Spine. Def spine 6. That is the head bone. Assign. Now, if I go to my pose mode, there we go. Get him to a quick, nice pose. Now I have a pose. Let me show this thing again. This will be a stand-in for clothing, right? Say you have clothing in your character and it didn't transfer over. So what you're gonna do is set the rig back to rest position. Select your clothing object. In this case, will be the shine bubble buddy looking thing over here. And parent it to the rig with empty groups. So empty groups. Select your base body mesh, and then select your clothing on top of that. Weight paint, weight, transfer weights, make sure everything's all the same. And now, pose mode. There we go. Now, the shine, or air quotes, clothing would have the same weight painting. Yeah, if you have any questions, I feel like I'm not explaining this too well here, ask them in the comments, please. I'll be more than happy to help you out there. Yeah, anyway, so there. Nice, weight painted. That's the rigging. On to the animation. Okay, so I lied about the animation part. I forgot that I have to give the character some character. So here you can see me modeling the armor. This time lapse, I'm gonna tell you right now, is gonna get cut short because I pushed pause at some point so I could look at reference, but I didn't unpause it, so you're gonna see in a bit. But you can see me here. I just duplicated the mesh on his chest to make the chest piece. I'm getting a plane, making a pauldron out of it. This guy is, as I rolled earlier, he is a tank, so I'm trying to give him some, a nice suit of armor. You can see me here fiddling with the shader. It just doesn't look right. You can see me here putting in the outline, and I made sure that there's no shadow being cast on it. It was mostly just selecting the mesh, duplicating it, separating it, and adding a couple modifiers to it. There it is. That's the full final set of armor. Yeah. Anyway, now to the animation part. Okay, another time lapse. Surprise. Is for the animation. I'll be making a simple walk cycle. As you can see in the back there, I have a reference image. I got the image just by searching up walk cycle animation reference on Google or Opera. And I just downloaded it, exported it to Blender, so I can just see it at all times while I work on my thing here. You can see here, I'm just moving everything around in place, and for the animation walk cycle. For the legs, I am using inverse kinematics, and for the arms, I'm using forward kinematics, so I can get the nice swing on the arms, as you can see there. I ended up changing the arms a bit later, because I wasn't really happy with how they turned out. But, pretty simple walk animation. There we go. After some very minor adjustments with the arms and the shoulders, look how much better that looks. Check it out. I think this took me less than, 5 minutes total. So there you go. Just as long as you have some good reference to the animation, it's not too hard. I'm really proud of this, actually. Yeah. All right, then. So, that should be it for today's video. Yeah. As you can see, a little, just a small amount more editing than usual. But yeah, I've been really wanting to improve my video quality. And the time of recording this, I'm at 100 and 4 subscribers, which is, amazing. I plan on making a video for hitting 100 subscribers very soon. I say that, but I haven't been having much time to record recently because family. But nothing bad, nothing bad. It's just like not having free time to record. But that should be changing soon, hopefully. But thank you all so far. Thank you all for your time. If you liked the video, please leave a like. Any questions, please leave a comment. I'd be more than happy to answer them. If you want to see more from me, subscribe. This is the first part in a 2-part series. The second part will be me using Unity and taking the character that I made here in Blender and making a VTuber model very similar to the one that I have here. Yeah. If you're interested in that, subscribe. Yeah. If you want to see a couple more animations that I've made, check out my YouTube Shorts feed. That'll be all. Thank you all for your time, and goodbye.